What is up, guys? Steve here with Scotch and Things. Feeling a little bit better. Been on antibiotics for a couple days now, and it's kind of frustrating. Excuse my little rant here for a second, but kind of frustrating. You know, I had a teleconference call with the doctor to get some antibiotics for my sinus infection. I get a horrible sinus infection every year. I've seen an ear, nose, and throat doctor. I have to have sinus surgery, and it's my own fault. I've just put it off because I've heard horrible things about sinus surgeries. But every year I get one, and we've got a young, like I said, we live in a small town, and a young husband and wife are kind of the main doctors at the hospital here. And I had a teleconference call with him the other day, and he was wanting me to come in to get a COVID shot, or a COVID test. And I'm like, no, dude, this is what I got. I haven't been anywhere, haven't been around anybody. And he's like, well, with your girls is passed, and if you don't know, two of my daughters have had leukemia. Something I don't think I've ever shared before. But it was just frustrating that he had to throw that out, and no one's more aware or cautious of my children's health than me and my wife. But it's like, no, I've had a sinus infection every year since I went to the doctor 8-10 years ago, and still, I know it's my fault for putting off the sinus surgery. But it's like, dude, just give me the antibiotics. I don't want to come in for a COVID test. I don't have COVID. He's like, well, these mimic the, I said, no, this is, I know what and 2 days in, I'm starting to feel better. Starting to breathe a little bit better. Sorry, there's my little mini rant. The topic I wanted to talk about today, thanks for staying with me almost 2 minutes into my mini rant about doctors and COVID and whatnot, is magazines. Why haven't magazines gone up? You can't find ammo, or if you can, it's through the roof. You can't find guns, or if you can, they're outrageously priced. And here's what's funny is people are saying, and I'm not saying this, if you need magazines, buy magazines. But people are like, buy magazines. I had a friend like, hey, buy magazines, because last time this happened, I was selling Glock magazines on Gunbroker for $150 a crack. And dude, I love him, but he had, last time, I remember this was 8 years ago. It was after Sandy Hook. And he was going every day to Cabela's when you'd have to get a number and stand in line to buy an AR to turn around and flip it on Gunbroker. That's just not the type of person I am. I get it, there's money to be made, and some people can say, yeah, that's capitalism. I get it. People constantly comment on my ammo shortage videos that I would asking if I have a problem with capitalism. No, but I think there's a difference between capitalism and just taking advantage of people. So, I buy magazines because it's a expendable item, kind of like a bullet. They wear out, they break, you lose them, shit like that. And if there were to be a ban on them, say they ban standard capacity 30 round or 30 round AR mags or 15 round Glock mags, well, shoot, I don't want 10 round mags, because 10 round mags suck and they're boring. That's just my opinion. But so I would buy them if I were you right now. Why they're cheap? Because they are still, the Glock mags are, a couple of years ago I could get a Glock mag for 19 or 17, $19.99 all day long from Gun Mag Warehouse, or AIM Surplus or Midway. $19.99 all day long. They're at like $24 right now. AR mags are still around $11 to $13 depending on what you get. Maybe I'll do an AR mag of what I like to use video, but I've had good luck with Hex Mag. Magpul obviously is a no-brainer. But well, here's my question: why haven't magazines gone up? Ammo's gone up. Guns have gone up. Magazines have stayed cheap. Why is that? Especially when everybody knows that's one of the the things that went sky high and through the roof last time? Why is it just because there's so many out there? Or are we going to get to that point that they do, is that the next item? Or why have people forgot about it? That's my question to you. Why have magazines stayed cheap? Why are they still available when nothing else is? Or if you can find it, it's just through the roof expensive. I don't know. Why do you think that is? That's just a question, you know. And I'm not hoarding magazines, but like I said, it's one of those things that I consider, you know, it's a disposable item. Because they do have a lifespan if you don't take care of them. Magazine springs wear out. You know, the magazine itself can get, you know, it can get wore out over time. It's just one of those, you'd have to shoot a lot, but it's just one of those things. Or it's one of those things that gets lost or broken or what, I mean, because it is a disposable item. You're shooting, like I shoot where I shoot out on the farm. It's a, you know, it's rocky, it's a nice rocked area, but you're dropping mags and you could step on them, or it could just drop the wrong way and break and this or that. So it's just one of those things that I like to have on hand. And it used to be, I would always buy a couple magazines every time I do an ammo order. One, because for me, magazines, I liked having, you know, a lot of magazines, especially like doing competition. So you're not that guy at the stage there waiting on while you're reloading your magazine because you only have 3 of them. I don't know, guys, that's just me. I like to have magazines on hand because it's a fairly cheap and inexpensive item, and at least it always has been in the past, except for times like these. So why, when everything else is inflated and out of stock, are magazines still fairly cheap and readily available? I don't know, or is that the next thing to go? But if you were to buy them, I'm not buying them to flip them and make money on Gunbroker. I'm buying them just so it's, if that's something they latch onto and decide to try and take that away from us, that I have some, just so I can go shoot when I want to shoot. Or if something breaks, I have a replacement. I don't know. Those are just my thoughts, just my Sunday ramblings. Thanks for watching, guys. And, you know, like, share, subscribe, and comment down below. Why do you think, when everything else has gone, I mean, it's hard to get optics. I mean, let's be honest, stuff is hard to find right now. And when I was shopping for a red dot for my rifle, and to see like 6-month back weight on some places, at some places, that blew me away. So why do you think that everything else is hard to get right now or super expensive, and magazines are still readily available and normal priced, which I found weird? So, I mean, I don't say go hoard them. I don't say buy them to go flip, but if that's one of the things that you might need, I mean, maybe you overlooked it. You went out and bought your first gun, or magazines. And I'm always a big proponent of, you know, so you get a Glock, it comes with 3 of them. Well, I always like to have magazines on hand. Like, you know, I have multiple, you know, magazines. Like I said, most of it was for competition shooting, but I like having magazines on hand. One, so I had, so I wasn't putting wear and tear on like my carry mags. I'd have a set of training mags that I used when I'm, you know, out at the farm training or shooting, and then there was competition mags and then carry mags. That's just how I ran it, or how I run it. And that's just my system. Like I said, I don't want to put undue wear and tear on carry mags so I could have a magazine issue, say if something happened. Or you don't want to have junk, you know, it's like you don't want to shoot crap ammunition at a competition. You don't want to have crap equipment at a competition. But if you're just out at the farm plinking and train and whatnot, that's fine then. So I don't know, guys. Like, share, subscribe. Let me know down below why you think magazines have stayed relatively cheap, and you know, how many should you have on hand. But I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching.